Second race of the afternoon. The Carl and Mark Mackenzie Memorial Stake. 3-year-old pacing filly, first division. First $7,916. Top of the stretch has Whistling Cricket, Mystifying, Plain Jane, Woodmere Vanish, and Elm Grove Penelope. They're off and pacing. Mystifying gets the first call. Plain Jane joins on the outside second. Away third at the rail. That's Whistling Cricket. Unhurried fourth. Woodmere Vanish and the early trailer Elm Grove Penelope. The fillies head by the eighth on their way into the backstretch for the first time as they head to the opening quarter. Plain Jane is a handful on the outside. On the inside, as they approach that quarter, that's Mystifying, Plain Jane. Now Mark Campbell looking to gather her up and take a seat in the pocket as they race on over to the 3/8. Gapped out third is Whistling Cricket. Back at the rail in four, that's Woodmere Vanish. And back fifth and trailing Elm Grove Penelope. They continue now, single file, as they race past the 3/8 and off the top turn. 27-2 was that snappy opening quarter as they continue off the turn and race into the lane, approaching the half. And Mystifying now has the lead by a length and a quarter. Plain Jane relegated to the pocket. Now a closer third. That's Whistling Cricket looking first over. Here comes Woodmere Vanish up on the outside fourth. And following that move is Elm Grove Penelope, who will take the second over toe as they race on to the 5/8, the half, 58 seconds flat. They continue on to the backstretch, and they're led by Mystifying. Woodmere Vanish braving it first over second. Plain Jane along the rail, gapping out a bit there at third. Outside and getting a good second over toe is Elm Grove Penelope, racing in four. Fifth at the rail and trailing is Whistling Cricket. They arrive now at the 3/4 mile mark, and Mystifying is out there a length and a half. Plain Jane on the inside, on the outside. That is Woodmere Vanish. Then pacing along in four is Elm Grove Penelope, and Whistling Cricket back treading in five. Midway round the final turn, Mystifying is the one to reel in. Still out there, leading it by 2 lengths now with less than an 8 to come. Plain Jane is recaptured second. Outside third is Woodmere Vanish on down the lane. 128-1 was the 3/4, and Mystifying will take the first division of the Carl and Mark Mackenzie Memorial. Turning back, Plain Jane and Woodmere Vanish. Mile at 157 1/5.
As expected here, number 2, Mystifying, using that inside advantage to get the best of number 3, Plain Jane here. Number 4, Woodmere Vantage, a decent third in there. Going up to the quarter mile, Daryl McLean said, "I don't think so," and that was to Mark Campbell, who was parked out with number 3, Plain Jane. They got up to the quarter mile, 27-2. And then a nice middle half of a minute 4/5 was all Mystifying needed to come home in 29 seconds flat to get her 12th victory on the season. And a motionless Daryl McLean in the sulky. No urging required there for the filly Mystifying. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1. That's your top 5. That is the 5 of them. Unofficial. You know, I watched Daryl McLean win a lot of races back in the day on top at the Summerside Raceway, the likes of Carrie's Brochetta, Scarlet Knight, lots of nice trotters and pacers over the year. And when Daryl McLean made front in Summerside, he was not going to give up the lead. And there was vintage Daryl McLean on board, Mystifying today in race number 2, getting the best of Plain Jane, deposited her at the quarter mile at 27-2. And again, a nice middle half, great rating there for a middle half of a minute 4/5, and easy 29-second flat on the end of it with no urging required for Mystifying. What a nice filly. I imagine the phone has been ringing, and if it isn't already, it will be. Lots of folks would love a half-mile pacing filly like Mystifying when she finishes up her stakes action this season. She's on her way back for another winner's circle photo, this time in Truro, with Daryl McLean on board for the connections. Congratulations.
Now back in Victory Lane, the winner of race 2, first filly division of the Carl and Marg Mackenzie Memorial Stake. Going to number 2, Mystifying. Bay daughter of Source of Pride is under the Rock and Roll Hanover Dam. Dreaming was bred in Prince Edward Island by Blair Campbell, owned by Daryl and Gordon McLean, along with Stephen Downey. Daryl McLean trains and drives. Mystifying, winning for the 12th time in 17 seasonal starts. Pacing the mile in 1:57 1/5. Anthony Stymist, trackside, making the blanket presentation to the winning connections of Mystifying.